Morning Lewis. I'm Brandon Najera.
And I'm Frankie Corso.
Thank you for joining us today for this episode of Good Morning Lewis.
Be sure to tune in every Tuesday morning as we make sure you start your day on a good note.
What are you doing this week?
Honestly, nothing. I feel like I say this every week and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to just lay, but it's true.
You know, I don't know. I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm really tired.
Yeah, we're getting lazy these days.
That's how it works.
You're kind of right. You're kind of right.
Let's start off by checking out our latest trending topics. Boom.
What did you do?
Boom. Well,
What is this?
This is Charles Oliveira. Charles Lou Bronx Oliveira. But anyway, that's not what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about, have you seen the AI thing? Like, where they change you into cartoons and stuff?
Yes, my dad's obsessed with it.
Yeah, it's so cool. And this is just the one I picked.
Yeah, my dad took a picture and sent it to Grok and said, can you make me a Roman emperor?
Wait, you can do it on Twitter or X?
Yes, he's like obsessed with making himself into weird characters.
I'm going to do that.
And I will see him holding up his phone, posing. And I'm like, Dad, you're okay. You're
I
so
think
weird.
it's cool, like the art style and everything.
You should have done a picture of you as a cartoon.
You know, in hindsight, that would have made sense.
Okay, whatever.
On to our next tweet.
Okay. Do you like tomatoes?
Yeah.
Okay, so have you ever met somebody that doesn't like tomatoes, but they love pasta, love pizza? I actually am convinced that people that don't like tomatoes they just want to be different.
That's the same thing with cheese. Like, I have a friend, he doesn't like cheese, but he'll eat
That's actually a lie.
he'll eat cheese pizza and quesadillas and stuff like that. That's crazy.
Really? Yeah, it really bothers me. People, it's just not even, it's natural selection at that point when you don't like tomatoes.
I'd eat a tomato by itself.
Oh, okay.
On
Me
to
as
our
well.
next tweet. This idea just dropped. Yankee scientists in 2025. Make bat bigger, hit ball bigger. Have you heard of the torpedo bats?
Brandon.
No, you haven't. Anyways, they moved the weight, I don't know if it's the weight or just the sweet spot, lower. Mm-hmm. And these guys have been hitting crazy home runs. They're hitting 30 runs in a game.
So is that good?
That's insane. That's insane.
So you like these bats?
Yeah, it's cool. It makes the game more exciting.
What happened to getting posts that we could actually talk about that I understand?
I just got you. I explained it to you, and then you can go tell someone else.
Okay, well, I'm not telling anybody else.
Okay,
So.
whatever.
And then on to our last post. Okay, this one actually, when I saw it, I was like, why is this so true? Why are they always driving those vintage cars that their dad, they grew up in their dad and him made it together? And I'm like, this is not even real. This is not what my bully looked like, let me tell you. If he looked like this, we would have been a very different story. And then they always fall in love with the girl that they're bullying. And it's this is just not giving.
Have you ever seen, Tokyo Drift, when they had the bully? You haven't seen this movie. But they always have this car.
Yes.
Where are they getting the money?
Or motorcycles, bikes that they're just riding into their high school at the ripe age of 16 years old.
And they look 30.
I'm like, what? And they look 30, exactly, literally.
And because of April Fools, there is no TikToks. Next up, we share some feel-good stories sure to brighten your day.
UPS has recently announced their newest stamp design, the Betty White Forever stamp. The stamp is a tribute to the beloved Betty White, who passed away in 2021, just a few weeks before her 100th birthday. The stamp was revealed at the Los Angeles Zoo and Botanical Center. This stamp features the beautiful Betty White wearing a polka dot shirt and paw print earrings to represent her love for animals as an animal activist. To purchase the Betty White Forever stamp, check the UPS website or stop by your local post office.
Walt Disney World has announced they are offering some great deals for this coming summer. These deals began this past Thursday and are valid till September 20th. Children's tickets will be discounted by 50%. To receive this deal, the trip must be 3 days or longer, and the reduced price only applies to children who are 9 years or younger. The park is also offering a specialty priced 3-day, 3-park ticket to Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom. If you think that's all, then you're in for a treat. Disney has announced that all hotel guests staying in the Disney resorts will have a free entry to its water park the same day they check in.
It's been a year since quintuplet Bilal was born, and he finally gets to go home and be reunited with his siblings. When Bilal was born, he only weighed 8 ounces. This means he's the second smallest baby in the world, the first being only 7.5 ounces. The quintuplets were born at only 23 weeks, which made it very unlikely that they would have survived. However, with a miracle, all 4 were born successfully. The largest weight was only a pound. while Bilal was still struggling at 8 ounces for this past year. Bilal stayed at the Children's Minnesota Hospital, where they helped restore him to the proper weight. Today, Bilal and his family, he is home with his family together with his siblings to celebrate their first birthday. Up next, we will show you what's new at Lewis U. Stay tuned.
For over 50 years, WLRA has been on air showcasing countless students. As the first all-digital college radio station, Lewis University students are given access to industry-leading equipment. Equipment that commercial stations utilize, equipment that creates, and equipment that brings radio to life.
I like WLRA because it gives me the opportunity to get experience with news broadcasting and working with radio.
Stop by De La Salle 210 or at WLRA Radio to get started on your radio career.
The Ray Strong Foundation was created about 4 years ago. It came after, as a couple, we had our first child. She was born at 24 weeks. She weighed 1 pound, 12 ounces. Then she proceeded to spend another 4 months in the NICU. That was the time that she should have been growing in the womb. During the 4 months, we visited her daily and we got to sit down with the doctors and the nurses, and the amount of medical knowledge and what they can do to make sure that your child survives is amazing. And just the experience, it was nothing we could have ever been prepared for. So emotionally, we became very tied to the micropreemie world. And that was when we decided to create a foundation with the goal of trying to give thanks back to the NICUs, the nurses, and then also provide any sort of emotional or financial help to other families that might experience what we went through.
We've had the opportunity to host over 40 events, celebrating micropreemies, fundraising, and bringing awareness to micropreemies and their families. When you get a chance, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, or our website at raystrong.org. Donate, and thanks again for all the support.
Thank you.
Today I'm here with Oscar Yanez, Director of Crisis Care Systems at Trinity Services, to discuss the impactful work this nonprofit organization is doing. Serving over 33 counties in Illinois, Trinity has been providing mental health services since the 1990s. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Could you explain to us a little bit about the services that Trinity offers?
Yeah, Trinity Services offers a wide array of mental health programs. We have a counseling center with 5 different locations, and we offer counseling services in English and Spanish. We also happen to have 2 living room programs that are available 24/7, 365. So they're crisis programs that you're able to walk in, no appointment needed, and it's completely free of charge, and you're able to talk to someone immediately. And we also have a 24/7 crisis line that's partnered with the 988.
It sounds very well-rounded, very available to everyone, so it's always nice. Could you elaborate a little bit more about the 988 hotline?
Yeah, the 988 hotline is basically a revamp of the original National Suicide Hotline, and it's available 24/7, 365 across the nation.
Now you said it's a revamp. How does it differ from the suicide prevention hotline?
Yeah, back in 2020, Congress decided to pour in about $500 million into the crisis line. They switched it from 10 digits to 3 digits, 988, a little bit easier to remember when you're in crisis. And it's always been available via phone call. One of the newest things is it's available via text, via chat, and the coolest thing about it is it also offers in-person response wherever you're at. That's where our program comes in. We're able to respond anywhere in Will County and parts of Cook County. And that's us responding to them, but nationwide there's other agencies that are partnered with the 988 that can respond in person.
I feel like the chat thing's a really good idea because a lot of people feel nervous talking to somebody. But when they do decide to call, who are they talking to?
Yeah, so our team is compiled of mental health professionals, which is someone with a bachelor's degree in either social work or psychology. We have counselors available as well, and recovery support specialists. So a recovery support specialist is a person with lived experience who has had challenges with either substance use or mental health, and are at their point in their life where they're able to provide support to other individuals.
It's nice for them to have someone to talk to and relate to them.
Absolutely, yeah. It helps bridge that gap and build that connection.
Yeah, and is it available in multiple different languages?
988 is available in over 200 languages.
Wow. And is there, when someone calls, is there any follow-up afterwards?
Yeah, so any person that calls 988 and is connected to our team typically reaches back out within 24 hours to provide support and to see if the crisis has been stabilized. And if they need to be connected to resources, our team is able to do that.
Wow. So it's just support like all the way through that?
Yeah, absolutely. So you're not just calling and having someone, we're actually going to follow up with you as well.
Of course. And, for students here at Lewis University, how can they help someone like their friend that needs help?
Yeah, if a person themselves or they have a loved one that is struggling with mental health, You could always share our information with them, or you could call our direct crisis line at 815-320-7300. You could also dial 988 or share our information regarding our counseling services or the living room. The living room is available at Joliet and Orland Park as well.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being us.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Coming up next is Keeping Up with Christian. Stay tuned.
It is a new day for jobs and careers, and the skills needed to compete are rapidly changing. This is why more students are choosing Lewis University. Lewis prepares you for emerging opportunities in some of the most highly sought after fields. Higher education is the most crucial investment you can make in your future. Lewis provides you with a lasting education that will launch you towards success today and strong growing careers of tomorrow. Begin an education that will pay dividends for a lifetime. Learn more at lewisu.edu.
For over 50 years, WLRA has been on air showcasing countless students. As the first all-digital college radio station, Lewis University students are given access to industry-leading equipment. Equipment that commercial stations utilize, equipment that creates, and equipment that brings radio to life.
I like WLRA because it gives me the opportunity to get experience with news broadcasting and working with radio.
Stop by De La Salle 210 or at WLRA Radio to get started on your radio career.
And welcome back to another episode of Keeping Up with Christian, where I keep all of you updated with all of the upcoming events, what's new and trending, and the latest hits here and around Lewis. It is finally the first day of April, and hopefully warmer weather is right around the corner. We have about a month left until summer break, so let's finish out these last couple weeks strong and cross our fingers that the month of May comes around quickly. Of course, on campus, there are going to be a bunch of fun events to keep us entertained this week. Today, the Mariachi Festival is coming to Lewis, taking place in the St. Charles Borromeo Convention Hall. The event is a collaborative concert featuring various Joliet mariachi bands. Come by from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. for a night of great Latin music. And on Wednesday, in preparation of the upcoming Easter holiday, campus will host an Easter extravaganza taking place from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. on the University Green or as a backup location, Memorial Hall, depending on the weather. Either way, this event will be taking place, so make sure you join for a festive afternoon, including an Easter egg hunt, DIY-themed snacks, make your own buttons, and more. Also on Wednesday, the Lewis University Virtual Reality Club is opening their lab for Community Hour from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. If this is your thing, bring your friends, get out, relax, and enjoy the Virtual Reality Lab. And again on Wednesday and Thursday this week, Latin and dance pop classes will be held from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. These classes not only teach both Latin and hip hop fundamentals, but also how to provide a fun way to learn through dance, incorporating various rhythms and cultures. All such great events, so make sure to get away from your busy schedules and spend some time for yourself this week. Now, everybody's favorite, let's get into dining, shall we? Today, stop in the Brown Dining Hall for dinner time during a celebratory feast celebrating the end of Ramadan. Enjoy great food, great company, and the spirit of togetherness as we mark the end of this holiday. Don't miss a special evening of joy and community. And on Wednesday, join for a typical American lunch classic as the Brown Hall is hosting a build-your-own peanut butter and jelly sandwich bar. With a variety of peanut butter and jellies to choose from, you can create your own PB&J masterpiece. And on Thursday, one of our beloved food vendors will be making a special appearance at Charlie's Place during the lunch hour. Get ready for a delicious meal that you won't want to miss. And on Friday, campus will celebrate International Carrot Day. Get in the Easter spirit with everybody's favorite bunny-approved snacks. Whether you like them cooked, crunchy, or steamed, dipped in ranch, however you like it, carrots will be served as a side in all dining halls this coming Friday. In addition, we have 2 fun pop-ups happening this Thursday, both from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. An empanada sale will take place in the Academic Science Center hallway outside Charlie's Place. Come support Alpha Psi Lambda by purchasing empanadas on campus. Also happening on Thursday and every Thursday, Tasty Treat Thursday. Stop by the Mission and Ministry Center in the Darcy Great Room, where fresh pastries, coffee, and tea will be served throughout the day from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Such a great pick-me-up throughout the day. And of course, with the city roughly half an hour away, there are tons of fun and exciting events happening all around the week. The Chicago Cubs kick off their season with a series against the San Diego Padres this Friday from Sunday at the Wrigley Field. If you can't attend in person, consider watching the games on campus or at a local sport joint nearby to join with fellow fans. Also running through April, the Chicago Latino Film Festival showcases a diverse selection of films featuring Latinx culture. Screening will be held at various locations all across the city. The Expo Chicago Contemporary Art Fair will also be taking place at the Classic Navy Pier, which will take place this weekend as well, which brings together international artists and galleries from all across the country and provides a platform for contemporary artists and enthusiasts to explore and acquire new works. For theater this week, Moulin Rouge, which is such a classic, is in a musical playing at the Cadillac Palace Theater from April 2nd until April 20th. Titanic the musical, which we also discussed last week, will now play at the Marriott Theater, portraying the final voyage of the RMS Titanic. Running from April 9th until April 30th, performances for live events, La La Land, which is such a great movie, I might add, is in concert on April 5th at the Auditorium Theater. Enjoy a live-to-film concert of the acclaimed movie, accompanied by a full orchestra, such a variety to choose from. So make sure to get out and have some fun with this approaching weekend. And lastly, for all the sports fans out there are multiple games happening this week. Today, Lewis University baseball will verse against Roosevelt University from the city from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. on the Brennan baseball field. And on Wednesday, Lewis University will verse against St. Francis University from Joliet, again from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on the same Brennan baseball field. And this weekend, Lewis University softball will verse against the University of Missouri from St. Louis. These games will play from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. and 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. So make sure you get out to the fields and root on our Flyers to victory. And for those of you wanting to get in a quick workout or just get active this week to blow off some steam from all of those busy classes, there are many options to choose from located at the Recreation and Fitness Center here on campus, including yoga, circuit training, spin and core, full body, so many different options. That is all for Keeping Up with Christian this week. Tune in next week at 8 a.m. for all of your upcoming updates, what's new and trending, and the latest hits here around Lewis. I'm Christian Kluber.
It is a new day for jobs and careers, and the skills needed to compete are rapidly changing. This is why more students are choosing Lewis University. Lewis prepares you for emerging opportunities in some of the most highly sought after fields. Higher education is the most crucial investment you can make in your future. Lewis provides you with a lasting education that will launch you towards success today and strong growing careers of tomorrow. Begin an education that will pay dividends for a lifetime. Learn more at lewisu.edu.
The Ray Strong Foundation was created about 4 years ago. It came after, as a couple, we had our first child. She was born at 24 weeks. She weighed 1 pound, 12 ounces. Then she proceeded to spend another 4 months in the NICU. That was the time that she should have been growing in the womb. During the 4 months, we visited her daily and we got to sit down with the doctors and the nurses, and the amount of medical knowledge and what they can do to make sure that your child survives is amazing. And just the experience, it was nothing we could have ever been prepared for. So emotionally, we became very tied to the micropreemie world. And that was when we decided to create a foundation with the goal of trying to give thanks back to the NICUs, the nurses, and then also provide any sort of emotional or financial help to other families that might experience what we went through.
We've had the opportunity to host over 40 events, celebrating micropreemies, fundraising, and bringing awareness to micropreemies and their families. When you get a chance, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, or our website at raystrong.org. Donate, and thanks again for all the support.
Thank you.
Well, that is it for today. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Good Morning Lewis.
Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.